Manchester City lineup versus Dortmund predicted as midfield question answered, and Erling Haaland starts Manchester City team news ahead of the Premier League clash with Dortmund on Wednesday. Manchester City host Dortmund in the Premier League today, chasing a victory that will lift them above their high-flying opponents in the table. The Cherries have started the season in fine form and sit second, 2 points and 3 places better off than Pep Guardiola's side. City would beat Bournemouth in league game but recovered to defeat Swansea City in the Carabao Cup in midweek. Guardiola made 10 alterations for that contest and is set to ring the changes again this weekend. Gianluigi Donnarumma will return in goal, while Ruben Dias and Josko Gvardiol are expected to be paired in the middle of defence. The latter has struggled of late on the left, and Nico O'Reilly can return on that side. Abdulkadir Kusanov returned to the fold on Wednesday night following injury, but he struggled at Swansea, and Matheus Nunes looks the best bet to start at right back. In midfield, Rodri is back in the squad, but unlikely to start, while Mateo Kovacic has suffered a setback in his recovery from injury. The Tijani Reinders holding midfield experiment didn't really work at Villa Park, so Nico Gonzalez should be trusted in the centre. Reinders can revert to the number 8 position with Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden and Jeremy Doku forming the attacking trio. Erling Haaland is set to start up front, having shaken off a knock picked up when colliding with the post at Villa. Erling Haaland shows true Manchester City colours with brilliant update after Pep Guardiola dig Manchester City striker. Erling Haaland has been in incredible form this season, and he scored 2 more goals on Sunday afternoon versus Bournemouth. Erling Haaland has shown his true Manchester City colours with a brilliant update on social media after scoring a brace in their 3-1 win over Bournemouth this weekend. The Norwegian striker, 25, scored his 12th and 13th goals in the Premier League this campaign to ensure that City kept up pace with early table toppers Arsenal. Pep Guardiola's team are 6 points behind the Gunners, but defeated a strong Bournemouth side who are many people's outsiders to finish in a European spot this season. Haaland's numbers this season have been incredible. Once again, with 17 goals to his name already in just 13 appearances, firing a cheeky dig at his head coach for substituting him on a hat-trick against the Cherries on Sunday afternoon. When he was asked about being substituted on a hat-trick, Haaland joked to Sky Sports, "There were probably a few fantasy managers who were not so happy." Speaking after the match, the 25-year-old reflected on City's response to their previous defeat. He continued, "An important win. It's good to bounce back after losing a bad away game. It was nice. I tried to contribute for the team by doing my job. It's good to win. Now 2 more important games to come, so keep focusing. I didn't score last game. I tried to help the team to win. That's my goal, and even by scoring or helping in winning duels, it doesn't matter. I want to help the team become better. That's my job." Taking to Instagram after the win over the Cherries, Haaland showed his brilliant mentality with a message for his followers as he got into an ice bath. In that clip, he said, "For motivation purposes only, it's 8 degrees outside. Motivation stands there, points at the Premier League Player of the Month award. Come on." After the game, Guardiola heaped praise on his star striker. The City manager said, "This is what it's like if you play with Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo. His influence is so big. You see the numbers of that guy? Of course he's that level. Messi and Ronaldo have done it for 15 years, but this is the level. The first goal, the way he shoots the ball, it's like, I am going to score. He has that hunger, and it's top. I said how incredibly coachable and manageable he is. I'm tough sometimes with Haaland, but he's open-minded. He lives for the goals, and sometimes the pressure cannot sustain 90 minutes. But that's normal. Without him. It would be tough, to be honest, but we are lucky that Omar Marmoush is back, and we have fit players. It's good." What Pep Guardiola did after Nico O'Reilly goal spoke volumes as subtle Manchester City change pays off. Nico O'Reilly showed why he is one of the first names on Manchester City's team sheet with a fine performance in the Premier League win over Bournemouth. Bournemouth were the opposition last season, when Nico O'Reilly really announced himself as a Manchester City game-changer. The Blues, after a winter of discontent, were staring down the barrel of an FA Cup exit on the South Coast when O'Reilly was introduced from the bench and subsequently changed the game with City, coming from 1 down to win 2-1. At that point in his career, O'Reilly had yet to start a Premier League game, making 2 appearances off the bench for a combined 21 minutes. 7 more top-flight appearances followed in the final throes of last term, as did 2 goals. As he took to the field against Bournemouth again on Sunday, O'Reilly is one of the first names on the team sheet, and one of the most effective. When he strode forward and sent a low shot into the far corner to seal City's victory at Bournemouth, Guardiola turned to his bench, both fists clenched in a show of celebration, and let out a loud roar. Moments later, he turned to face the pitch and blew 2 kisses in the direction of the City Academy graduate. There was also a low five between the pair. Guardiola knew the importance of the goal and knows the value in O'Reilly. The manager has placed his trust in the 20-year-old, and it's being repaid in spades. O'Reilly has been a revelation this season, rising to the task of playing in a new position and becoming one of City's most consistent performers. It's a testament to his form that he looks first choice at left-back now, consigning the fit-again Rayan Ait-Nouri to the bench. Against Bournemouth, it was noticeable that Jeremy Doku played much more inside as City fielded the Belgian, Phil Foden and Ryan Cherki as almost a trio of number 10s behind Erling Haaland. That space allowed O'Reilly room to roam, and he'd almost scored in the first half when he raced into space behind a Bournemouth high line that City were exploiting almost at will for a period. He couldn't find the net on that occasion, but when he found himself in space on the hour, he made no mistake. His run into the box drew the attention of a clutch of defenders. A clever delay created some space, and his finish was precise. It was O'Reilly's first goal of the season. His manager described him, and fellow fullback Matheus Nunes, as outstanding after the game. The Manchester-born star has forced his way into England, reckoning this term, and may well have eyes on being the starting left-back for Thomas Tuchel's side moving forward. In a World Cup year, he is timing his run into international contention with the same accuracy as one of his late runs into the box. Sunday's tactical switch from Guardiola served to emphasise O'Reilly's attacking instincts and ability. He is, after all, a natural attacking midfielder reinvented as a left-back. You wouldn't know it from watching him play. And play he does. From young prospect to certain starter and City slicker, Bournemouth will be sick of the sight of him. Man City versus Bournemouth live goal and score updates as Nico O'Reilly extends Blues lead. The Blues begin the day down in 8th following yesterday's results, but 3 points this afternoon will propel them up to 2nd, the spot currently occupied by their visitors. Bournemouth have enjoyed a fine start to the campaign and have lost just once so far this term. But the Cherries have a wretched record away at City, having never won at the Etihad. Guardiola will have Erling Haaland available to lead the line while Rodri is expected to return to the matchday squad following injury. Doubts remain over the fitness of Mateo Kovacic. There won't be a hat-trick for Haaland today as he's replaced by Omar Marmoush. Haaland netted twice in the first half and has once again played a huge role in what looks like a City victory. Marmoush, who found the net for the first time this season with a goal at Swansea in midweek, has 10 minutes to showcase his ability through the middle. Hello and welcome to our live coverage of Manchester City's Premier League game with Bournemouth. The Blues begin the day down in 8th following yesterday's results, but 3 points this afternoon will propel them up to 2nd, the spot currently occupied by their visitors. Bournemouth have enjoyed a fine start to the campaign and have lost just once so far this term. But the Cherries have a wretched record away at City, having never won at the Etihad. Guardiola will have Erling Haaland available to lead the line while Rodri is expected to return to the matchday squad following injury. Doubts remain over the fitness of Mateo Kovacic. City will be happy enough with that performance and they could easily be further ahead. Bournemouth's goal came from a Donnarumma error and they haven't overly worked the home defence. City, on the other hand, have seen Haaland and O'Reilly spurn decent chances, while Cherki, who is a lovely footballer to watch, went close with that free kick. You feel a third goal will be needed for City, but it is definitely there for them. If they can maintain their intensity and creativity, Bournemouth continue to play with a high line, and City are capable of exploiting that further after the break. Manchester City lineup versus Bournemouth predicted as midfield question answered, and Nico O'Reilly starts Manchester City team news ahead of the Premier League clash with Bournemouth on Sunday. Manchester City host Bournemouth in the Premier League today, chasing a victory that will lift them above their high-flying opponents in the table. The Cherries have started the season in fine form and sit second, 2 points and 3 places better off than Pep Guardiola's side. City were beaten at Aston Villa in their last league game, but recovered to defeat Swansea City in the Carabao Cup in midweek. Guardiola made 10 alterations for that contest and is set to ring the changes again this weekend. Gianluigi Donnarumma will return in goal, while Ruben Dias and Josko Gvardiol are expected to be paired in the middle of defence. The latter has struggled of late on the left, and Nico O'Reilly can return on that side. Abdulkadir Kusanov returned to the fold on Wednesday night following injury, but he struggled at Swansea, and Matheus Nunes looks the best bet to start at right back. In midfield, Rodri is back in the squad, but unlikely to start, while Mateo Kovacic has suffered a setback in his recovery from injury. The Tijani Reinders holding midfield experiment didn't really work at Villa Park, so Nico Gonzalez should be trusted in the centre. Reinders can revert to the number 8 position with Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden and Jeremy Doku forming the attacking trio. Erling Haaland is